Hello, this is Japan, and I thought I'd do a prediction video for Double or Nothing. It's crazy that we have like a huge wrestling weekend with having King and Queen of the Ring and Double or Nothing on the same weekend, but I figured, yeah, let's cover this. I normally don't get a lot of prediction videos for AEW because normally it's just like I watch as much as I can, like, but sometimes I'm just kind of out of the loop, so I don't always know. But I feel pretty you know, I think pretty good. I think I know what's going on here. So yeah, so we'll just jump right into it. So I guess it's Team AEW versus the Elite in the Anarchy in the Arena type match. Um, that was actually like an interesting one of like where you would go with it. I don't feel like the Elite should lose on this because like they kind of are trying to, build them up as these monster heels. So I think I'm gonna go with the Elite, but like with the Anarchy in the Arena type match. It could go either way, but I'm gonna go with the Elite for this one. I think it's gonna be a good match. The Team AEW has some really big heavy hitters, so I think there could be some fun. Next up, we got Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Money for the TBS title. I don't think there's any way that Mercedes doesn't win this. I think they've set it up so nicely for her to get her first title. The only way I would say that she doesn't win is like if they already think that she's going to take a stab at the AEW title after this. But I think the TBS title would be something to put on her belt because they spend a lot of money on her anyway. So I think Mercedes Money should win that one. Next up is Swerve Strickland versus Christian Cage for the AEW Championship. This is like a weird. I just realized like list that they had because like they just like they. I guess they start with like the biggest stuff to the bottom stuff. I don't know, but I think Swerve retains here. I think he's gonna have a good showing. I'm really excited for this match. I'm a big Swerve Strickland fan, so like this is gonna be pretty crazy. I think with him against Christian Cage. But I think he retains. Next up we got Adam Copeland, which is just weird. It's Edge. I'm sorry, but I'm just always gonna call him Edge versus Malachi Black. I actually like Malachi Black a lot. I actually like this is like one of my like most excited matches. I wish there was like a bigger speculation with how much like brutality they've been doing. I don't know why they didn't put something on this, and maybe there is, and I haven't heard, but I'm pretty sure it's just a normal match. Like they should have at least put in no DQ or I don't know, just come up with something, right? I think Edge retains here though. I think it's gonna be pretty brutal. I think the way that they're building up Edge, I would just say he needs to hold on to that TNT title for a long time. I really do. I think that's the whole point of keeping him around and doing all this. So I think that's where we go. Next up, Roderick Strong versus Will Ospreay. Now, Will Ospreay has been amazing, and I feel like he should have this one in the bag. But I think like his whole storyline like outside and with the I was gonna say United Kingdom, the Undisputed Kingdom on Roderick Strong's side. I feel like Strong should win this by some type of shenanigans, and somehow Will gets knocked out either by his own storyline going or just by Roderick Strong's for people. I prefer to have the international title on Will Ospreay. I feel like that's a good thing, but the whole point of having like the devil be like with Adam Cole and like all that type of stuff was to make them look like a really powerful, amazing group. And if they just continue lose and lose and lose, then what would be the point? So I feel like Roderick Strong retains here. I could see it going either way, but I feel like they're gonna Will Ospreay's gonna have a deck loaded against him. Next up, we got Tony Storm versus Serena Deeb for the WWE, not WWE, the AEW Women's Championship. Now, I actually believe they built this up a little bit better than the last couple of Tony Storm matches. Like, Tony Storm's been really good as the women's champion, but I feel like with some of her just like matches, they're just kind of like, oh, here's a quick little rivalry, bye, and then she gets into a match. I think this one they've built pretty solid. I still think Tony Storm's going to retain. I don't feel like they should really take that title off her unless there's somebody really, really big and somebody really, really over to do it. And I don't think there's anybody on the roster right now that matches that. So I think this would be perfect for Tony to win here again. And then we got John Moxley versus it's I always had a it's I always mess up his name. I'm not even gonna try. This is for the IWGP title match. I actually don't really even know. I know he's the world heavyweight title of IG, but I don't know if it's for the actual championship. I still think Moxley wins either way on this one. Again, I wish they would have maybe put some little speculation on this because I think it would have been pretty cool with Moxley, just going always all out. And maybe there is some, and they just don't have it here in the matchup card, but I feel like there should have been something. We got Trent Berea versus Orange Cassidy. I feel like this one really could go either way. I think Orange Cassidy's been doing great, but because it's I just like I don't there's not like a lot other than just kind of like like storyline wise, like that's not even a with AEW is like they'll have the little stories and stuff on the side, but then they just throw it onto a premium live event, and it's like without having a title or anything too crazy to cook with it, it makes it a little harder to just be like, oh well, this is a match and this is why. You have to kind of deep watch everything to know why the two are even fighting. I think Orange Cassidy wins here, but it's going to be a pretty good match, I think, altogether. Then we got Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Shibata for the W, not FTW champion. God, the problem with AEW is just way too many championships. I'm sorry, I love championship belts, but like they just need to have like a clear defined thing and have their own titles and not other titles from other companies and stuff like that. I think that's always been my biggest gripe with it. I feel like Hook should win here. I don't really feel like Jericho or I mean, I guess I pretty much just don't want Jericho to win. I don't think there's anything wrong with Jericho. I know a lot of people hate him, and I used to like him in WWE. AEW Jericho hasn't been really there for me, but yeah, I'm thinking Hook. I think Hook wins here. And then for the trios title, it is the Bang Bang Gang versus the Death Triangle. And now Death Triangle's like finally back together, so like it would be a pretty good match altogether. But I don't think they beat the Bang Bang Gang here. I think it's just I don't think you do it right off the bat. I think that's like this is like at least a two-parter. But that yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I don't think there's gonna be much else of variety in it because I think like some of these matches are pretty straightforward, but you never know. So that's who I think is going to happen. Tell me what you guys think below, or if you guys are watching the event, or if you guys want more AEW content. I'm not really sure. I watch it pretty regularly. It's I don't know the thing with AEW compared to WWE. It's just like the matches are really good, and the story to me is always a little off. So it's harder for me to cover because it's like, oh yeah, the match was amazing. Like I can't wait to do like a tier list of Double or Nothing because I think that's fun to do. But um, some of the story going into it just it's not always the greatest. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Bye guys.